special needs moms. We need some love here. Some dads need some love here, so get your husbands in on this. They might think it's funny. Viewer discretion is advised, so don't have your kiddios around. It's probably not going to sound good for them. But get your husbands in. Yeah, let's do that.
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome to Changing the Chances.
Okay, cool, great. I can dig it. Hi, I'm Jesse.
I'm still Alicia.
Wow, I got to pick up drinking again.
And we are still back for another fun-filled week
of Changing the Chances.
Hey, yo.
Today we're going to cover health anxiety.
Yes. And it's just crazy because I just learned this word for all these feelings. Jesse's favorite word, feelings.
Ugh.
That have been going on, and especially lately. So this actually worked out perfect for me anyways, because Piper the last week,
This week,
has just been off.
a little bit.
And
just kind of in a funk.
Yeah. And if you've been around, you know, she's nonverbal. So she's not like she can tell me, this is bothering me, this is happening. We're literally just watching her and trying to read any kind of cues, body language, to give us an idea if something is actually wrong or if it's not actually wrong. Because, you know, kids are kids and they grow and they get stuff like teeth that can bug them. Which, when I think about it, as a baby, teething she did really well that I can remember.
Yeah, but if it's the teeth that I think are coming in, like I think she's got one in the front that she lost that's finally starting to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it might be molars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because she's going to be 8. And when,
Mm-hmm.
what was it, last year when she went and saw the dentist or something, he said that they hadn't come in yet.
No, in January. We saw the dentist in January.
Oh, was it
They
January?
were hoping that they came in and they still haven't. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're
So, I mean,
still waiting.
Maybe that could be a thing because she's drooling a lot. She's just kind of blah.
Yeah.
The only way I can describe it.
Gets a little whiny sometimes.
Yeah.
She's just not Piper.
Yeah.
You know, and for us, it's really hard because we're just stuck in this place. Like, so what do we do? She's not showing. So what I like to say, she's not showing any like doctor symptoms. Like when you go to the doctor, you're like, well, I have pain in my abdomen. I'm running a fever.
Yeah. But it also sucks because she can't tell us. She can't be like, Mom, my head hurts.
Well, agreed.
You know, Dad, my belly hurts.
But, you know, that's the problem with this is because we don't have anything to go on. I just go to the doctor. The only thing I can say is,
we're super stressed out because she's not acting like herself. Help.
Basically. And she's drooling a lot, which could just be teeth. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a little bit of diarrhea going on and she just is kind of blah. And she's just not her happy, bubbly, laughing self. And,
Yeah.
you know, so all week long, Lucia and I have just been anxious because of it. Because we, you know, I mean, she just got home from the hospital after doing a 3-week stay.
I mean, she didn't just get home, but yes.
Home, but
yes, it was way too close for us to go back and experience something else.
yeah.
It's
Like,
just
it's
way
only
too
been,
close.
like a month or two?
A month, yeah.
And, you know, it sucks because if it is something, or the other part of it that sucks for me is sometimes what we have to do is essentially just wait.
Which is what we've been doing.
And it's like, you know, do you take her in for every little sniffle, sneeze, and cough, or do you...
Which I refuse to do.
Yeah.
Because...
we won't do that. Yeah.
First of all, I don't want to be that parent. And second of all, because I know she's been through a million things and kids get sick and it just happens.
Yeah,
so there's no
exactly.
point in panicking over everything, even though on the inside I probably do a little bit.
I get it because I do too. It you know, like right now, it's like, are we waiting for something to develop? And if it does, how long has she been suffering or dealing with whatever it is?
Yeah.
that it's manifested enough for us to see
Yeah.
and put 2 and 2 together, because
Mhm.
obviously she can't tell us.
Yeah.
But, you know, just the waiting and the anxiety of like, you know, what is it doing to her?
Well, and it's also hard because let's say, you know, we do take her in and we don't have any actual like doctor symptoms to say anything. They're literally just going to draw blood, run a bunch of random tests that they think that it could be because they don't know what to look for. You know, so it's just complicated. Do you take her in and have her run all the tests and maybe something shows up? Or maybe it doesn't, and then they just send us home and we're back to square one anyways? That still doesn't make me feel better if she's not acting the way she should.
There's been times where she's had doctor symptoms and we've taken her up and they've done all the blood work and everything, and they still shrug their shoulders and they're like, we don't know what's going on.
I think we actually had one of those after her G-tube was placed.
She had something.
I don't know if they found anything. Remember when she stayed up all night in pain?
Uh-huh.
And they like checked her G-tube and all the things, and I don't think that they ever knew what it was.
And I get it. You know, we're still learning about medicine and the human body and everything or whatnot, but it just sucks because she can't tell us.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's wrong. Like, to where we've at least got something to go on. Like, even right now, if she was to just, you know, be able to tell us one way or another, my mouth hurts, my head hurts. Like, okay, well, these are things that we can keep an eye out for. But we can't. We're trying to figure everything out. We're watching her poop. We're watching her pee. We're watching her drool. We're her sleep. Everything. We're trying to keep a hold of everything.
Literally everything.
And it's just
and it's even also crazy because her heart rate's not crazy high, which indicates pain usually.
But
and
she also has a pain threshold.
Well, she does, but I've seen her heart rate go up when she's sick.
Oh, yeah.
And in pain. And she's been super whiny, like she's uncomfortable, but her heart rate's not going up, which is also weird. Like, are you actually experiencing a high amount of pain, or are you just whiny because something's uncomfortable?
Maybe.
Again, I don't know. I'm sitting in this area of unknown. What do I do with that?
Could it be like muscle cramps? Because she's kind of been hulking out a lot lately this week too. Like,
which is a sign that she doesn't feel good sometimes. So it's like, is that a sign something's wrong?
Yeah, exactly. And it breaks my heart because I just want to make it better. I just want to help her. Oh yeah,
agreed. Because you're her parents and you don't want her to suffer. And,
no.
You know, I don't like being in pain. Why would I want her to be in pain?
Well, exactly. And, you know, like, I think adults whine in their own way. Like if, you know, you got a headache, or just the other day, like my neck's sore and tight, you know, like it's.
And she probably has tight muscles because
I can only imagine. Like there's times where I feel like I can't even get out of bed because I feel like I've tweaked a muscle or something. Like what does it feel like for her? Especially if because the doctors have mentioned, imagine having a Charlie horse, but like all over.
And
I get a Charlie horse in my calf, and I'm like, I'm ready to chop the fucking leg off.
No, take the leg.
Take the leg. But, you know, she can't.
Yeah.
So is it that? Is it something else?
Yeah.
We don't know.
So this week has definitely been
an anxious week, a health anxiety week.
Yeah. For sure. And, you know, and health anxiety can come in all forms with every person, yourself, a spouse, a kid, you know, it's just a word for that kind of anxiety that you're feeling that's based around health issues. But I've also noticed that I get it just going to the hospital for doctor's visits. They can be routine doctor visits. They don't have to be extravagant. I don't know if it's
just like a normal checkup visit.
Yeah.
I get that because then it's like, the anxiety of what if they do find something? What if you get news you don't want? Yeah.
First of all, because we've gotten that plenty of times, and who hasn't? And I don't know if it's also just like the reaction I get because, I mean, that's where we stay when she's sick. She spent 5 months in the NICU there, and I made that drive for 5 months every day. Like, is it a reaction to past stuff? Not just
6 months.
Well, no, she was in the NICU for 6 months, but at that particular hospital, it was only 5.
Oh.
But, that's where all her doctors are. That's where she goes when she stays in the hospital. That's
So like some PTSD maybe?
I maybe, I don't know. I've
It's a possibility.
I've only talked to you in this microphone now, so
I get it.
So I don't know, but I definitely, those feelings are real. Just driving there. It doesn't have to be for anything exciting at all. And I don't know if it's just past issues
it sounds like it's some PTSD, man.
Well, and it's ongoing. I mean, technically, it's not even in the past because, she was just at the hospital. I mean, that is the past, but that was, a month ago, and then a year before that, and a year before that.
Exactly. That's... Oh, big coughs, kiddo. I get that because I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of similar triggers, as soon as she's not bubbly and upbeat and not her baseline self, I get anxious. I'm waiting for the other foot to drop. And it is a horrible thing to say, but it's true because it's like it's almost like I'm expecting a sucker punch now. It's, and that's the shitty thing about sucker punches. You don't see them coming, and even trying to be prepared for it, you still don't fucking see it coming, and it sucks. Yeah. Because, like you said, she was just up in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She just had 2 more surgeries. It's almost overwhelming.
It's a lot.
Because it does. And like this whole week, it's, this morning she kind of had a rough morning. She was really whiny and, I managed to get some smiles and some laughs out of her here and there, but they're few and far between. Mm-hmm. Same with yesterday. Yeah. It's just like, what's going on, kiddo? What's up? So, we're just trying to keep an eye out for it and see what her body and her in her own way tells us what's going on. Yeah. But she's been definitely restless, whiny. Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
And we don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So it's just been... I've actually had 2 people this week alone ask me how Piper's doing. And my answer is literally, I don't have an answer for that because I don't know. I'm like, yeah, she's home. And there's not anything like...
Do we dare use the word?
No. I don't know what word it is, but no.
No. Stable.
Ugh, God, no.
Your favorite. I know you love it so much. Oh, let's say it together. Stable.
I'm not saying it with you. No. It's terrible.
But it is. It's like she's home.
I know. It's like the answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's here.
She's just not herself, kind of.
Sometimes it's such a loaded question, and I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, I get that.
I appreciate people ask, but it just happened to be this week that 2 people asked me, and I'm like, I don't have an answer for that question because I don't know. Honestly, I don't have any idea. So when Piper gets sick, I definitely do certain things. If Piper is, I'm going to say, very outwardly sick, has a fever or throwing up, or I tend to just, pack myself onto the couch with her and I don't move ever.
Well, that you definitely get dialed in. Meds, okay, she's getting Tylenol every 4 hours. She's getting this.
Yeah. I definitely create a system.
Yep, you get fucking dialed in, which is fine and it's great. And all I do is ask, what do you want me to do to help? What? But
because I know
it's almost like that's all you can do because I get it. Even yesterday and today, the first part of the morning after she got her feed, I picked up. She hung out with me on the couch, just whiny, moving, restless. Yeah. And it's okay, we try to play and you get the cold shoulder, boy, let me tell you, because it's I don't want to do anything. Yeah. Just, but then she's restless. She can't get comfortable, almost like she's,
Yeah, maybe she's achy.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's almost like she's got ants crawling all over her skin or something because
I would associate it to maybe growing pains. Do you remember growing pains? No?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just achy. Like, it was a feeling you couldn't get rid of. And it didn't matter how much you moved or whatever you did. You just couldn't get rid of them. And my mom used to always say, this is probably just growing pains. I'm like, oh.
I have a growing pain in my back.
I think that's a different growing pain.
Oh, but it's growing.
I know. All I stated was that it was different.
Like
that was the saddest high five. I don't even think the mics caught that.
I was trying to not so that you wouldn't have to.
Oh, okay. I thought that you guys were. Anyways. Yeah. So, or I go into another mode. If she's not like super hourly, kind of like she is now, you just don't. I'm just watching, but there's not really anything happening.
You're like in mother hen mode. You're just kind of hovering around.
A little bit.
Just kind of. But
I also. That, but then I'm also trying to think like I should clean, and I'm trying to like clean up the house because then I'm thinking, okay, so something does go wrong and I'm away for a week, because that clearly happens, and we end up in the hospital. I'm away for a week, then I don't leave the house in a tornado storm.
Well, the last time that it happened, it sucked, but like for example, Percy shit and pissed on the couch on my amazing, wonderful...
That's what we want to share with people?
Well, it happened because
it did happen.
At the time I was working and she was up in the hospital, and, I was coming home doing laundry and trying to feed myself and make sure that, I was trying to pick up the house and stuff because we left in a whirlwind to go up into the hospital and stuff. So that was a thing. Yeah. We were able to clean up the couch and everything and whatnot, but it happens. Like,
yeah. Well, and it was just like, not that this is like a one-time thing, but because at that particular time, this last visit, you had COVID, so you were down in the basement and I was upstairs, and we weren't going anywhere because obviously we were quarantining and doing all the things. So I had like gone into Piper's room and like cleaned out her entire dresser. So there was just stuff all over the
shit
floor,
everywhere.
Like
shit everywhere.
Because I was just trying to keep myself busy and out of your path, and
well, yeah, because I was down in the basement, quarantining and stuff, and so it was like you.
So then I left, and her room was like trash. It's still not completely picked up yet because I just haven't found the motivation to care enough to do it. I'm not going to say I haven't had time because, I'm home with her all week. I just, nope. I don't want to. I don't want to.
I get it.
I'm a good avoider. I'm a great avoider. Yes, I do like that. Or, like you said, if she's really sick, I'm very good at, I put everything on a schedule. My alarm's going off every 3 hours.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you don't have to feel like you need to, let's obviously not be slobs, but like, the only reason that Percy did that though is just because I didn't know what was going on. I was still like in lockdown in the basement, and then when I finally got tested to see if I was good, it was like, okay, then I was running up to the hospital and
it just was a crazy.
It just,
which, you know what, maybe made our cat anxious. Actually, it really does. I think when we go to the hospital, it makes him anxious.
Because when I come home,
or angry, I don't know, could be anger,
something, because he doesn't come around me.
I know. That's what you were saying, that you hadn't seen him.
Exactly.
The whole time we were gone.
The whole time you guys were gone. Like, he would come up and I'd catch him drinking some water or eating some food, but then he would just disappear. Yeah. And I think he spent most of his time under Piper's bed.
Yeah, it is his little hidey hole.
But he won't. And I don't know if it's because, like, I'm just so brooding and anxious and everything that it, like, fucks with him, or maybe he's anxious also. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
we can't ask him either, so.
Yeah.
Just one more thing in our house. We can't ask what's wrong.
But no, he just finally, it was like, well, you sit on the couch from time to time, so let me just put that there and you'll realize. And I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, your litter box is so full. Like, I'm such an ass. I'm so sorry.
I think it was just a mixture of everything.
But it was just so chaotic. So chaotic. But like I think there was clothes in the laundry, in the dryer.
Oh, yeah.
There was, just shit everywhere.
Yeah,
Piper had.
Last time was definitely
She had clothes that I think clothes and blankets and stuff that had poop on them that we needed to put in the washing machine because she had blowouts and stuff. Like, it was rough. It was chaos.
This is the real truth, people. It's
Yeah.
not pretty over here
No.
sometimes,
No.
especially when everything's going to garbage.
And what really sucks is because then it's like, I would go see you and just like I normally do, pack a bag and everything. And then I would get home and it's like, oh yeah, there's all this other shit to deal with.
I know.
Fuck. And it sucks.
Isn't that crazy though too? Like, because I mean, you help out around the house, but on what is the word? On a more regular basis, like those are the things I do because I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because you're going to work all day, so it just makes way more sense that I do these other things. So it's like our most stressful time because we're in the hospital and things are probably not fantastic.
No,
And
they
you're
never are.
going to work and trying to do laundry and trying to come see us. And like,
It gets very stressful. It
Like-
sucks.
see, and that's what I'm saying. So, the person in me who's trying to like think ahead, if I try and get all these things done while we're home and can anticipate this leaving, I shouldn't have to anticipate leaving the house. Like,
No.
it's like the
And it sucks.
worst.
It sucks that we have go bags ready and prepped
Oh,
and
gosh.
in the car. And
Which is funny. So I had like an overnight bag packed that we could just grab and take with us. We never grab it and take it with us because it's usually an emergency.
it's usually a shit storm where
It's either
fly out the fucking door.
Yeah, it's either an emergency, so we don't grab it, or she's sick, but we have time to pack a bag and get her up to the hospital situation. So we've never used it. So I altered the situation to work better. I just put an overnight bag in the back of the car. In an emergency situation, it's already in the car in case I need it.
Or if something happens and I have it and she has to go up to the hospital, all I got to do is drive up and drop it off.
Which, and my van has tons of stuff in it anyways, just because I drive the van all the time and I'm a little bit crazy. So like I already have a ton of shit in the van. It's probably all overnight safe.
Probably.
Yeah. With that. But I don't know. It's just crazy to be stuck in it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, be stuck in this space of always wondering, like, when is it serious? When is it not serious? And that's a really hard place to sit because 99% of the time I don't think I know the answer.
Of course we don't know the answer.
I mean,
we wouldn't be as anxious as we are if we knew the answer.
not that anybody knows, but again, if you have a typical child
Yeah,
and
if
they
you have
get a
typical
fever,
child
you
and they can tell you that they
give
don't
'em
feel well.
Tylenol and it goes away and you move on. Or they say this is happening and you deal with it, and if it doesn't get better, then they can tell you, and then you decide to go to, I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't really know how to handle it any better. I don't know if I'm
I can't
handling it
help you
at
'cause I don't know how
all.
to handle it. I'm sorry. I mean, this is great. We're talking about it. I mean, it's got to be good, right?
How do we
But
fix
I don't know
this?
how to
How do we
help you,
make it
honey,
better
right?
for each
Because
other?
I don't know how to help you. I just bottle it up and stay mad because I don't know how else to do it, because I just get so anxious because it seems like I can never fix anything for her. I can't get ahead of it to help her.
That is true.
I can't help her.
Yeah.
Like it just, so I'm just always so anxious because I always feel like I'm waiting for another fucking sucker punch.
Always, right?
It's
I think that another thing that like really brings up like this kind of feeling is the thought of going on vacation. There is so much joy and excitement about going on vacation
a catch-22
because she
for sure.
loves it, but then the fear of what happens when something goes wrong and you're not in your like safe space.
Yeah, you're not in your safe space, your safe zone. Because I mean, for us, the children's hospital, like, we know what to expect. We know how things go. We know how things run.
And we know how to get there. And we know how long it takes to
Mhm,
get there.
like
And
we've got a very good system.
we have a very good system. So if you're in a completely foreign place in another state, yes, you can get her to a hospital and they will do everything they need to and get her to where she needs to go. They will do the things, but
It's not the same.
it's not the same.
Especially since, the hospital that she goes to is directed for children. It is a children's hospital.
And all of her doctors are there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So it's
like
nice
her
because
file is already on.
they
like,
can
as
just,
soon as they realize, oh, it's her.
Who do you see for this? Oh, we can call him up.
We can just look it up.
We can, he can just stop on by the room because he's here. Like, you can't do that when you're not here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm terrified. I think she might have a good time. Like if we did maybe like a Disney cruise or something. Because they've got like their own islands that they stop at and you get off and you do all that stuff and whatnot.
So cool.
Terrified as shit.
But what happens when it goes wrong on the boat?
Exactly. Terrified as fucking shit because
you're on a boat.
You're on a boat in international waters on a fucking island.
And like, there's the thing. This is the biggest thing for me because we've taken her to the emergency room because she's stopped breathing multiple times due to seizure activity. And that is a big one. Like, I don't think that will ever get better. Like,
no,
that won't fade.
Well, and that's the thing is like they always ask us too, well, what does her seizure look like? It's never looked the fucking same.
No, they're
all these years.
Over
like it's, like you never, I mean, her grand malls look the same because.
Well, yeah, no, she has like, she has two basic seizures is what I'm going to call them. They're like her two. So the big one that she usually stops breathing on are the scariest, obviously because she stops breathing. But two, because it doesn't look like a seizure if you don't know what seizures look like.
Oh, yeah, because she doesn't.
She's not convulsing.
Yeah.
She's not shaking like what people think seizures look like. She goes completely and totally limp and unresponsive.
Yep.
It's terrifying.
Like a noodle.
It is.
She's like a limp noodle. Like there's nothing to her.
It's like trying to hold water in your arms, like because there's not a bone in her body when it happens.
And then she'll, usually starts to drool a lot.
Yeah, because she's not swallowing.
And then she starts to turn color because she's not breathing.
Or at least not breathing well enough to
oxygenate.
Yeah. And the other ones are what most people who have never experienced them is what a seizure looks like. Like her body shakes.
Yeah, she gets like
her eyes bounce, her limbs shake. Usually those are her smaller ones. They look more terrifying because
you can see them and you can recognize them.
Yeah, but they are usually very short-lived, under a minute, and she comes out of them.
Yeah, she comes out of those pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think the longest one of those is probably because she's never had one of those long enough to where we thought she needs her emergency medication, which is 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe about a minute and a half, 2 minutes has been like tops, and even then. Those ones, the longer they last, it takes her a little longer to kind of bounce back from.
Yeah.
But those ones she does. Within anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, she is back to base. She's fine. She's happy. She's good.
Yeah. And so it's just.
And then she's got what I would say a third, which I can't identify.
Okay.
And I can't ever tell if she's having muscle spasms from her cerebral palsy, like her CP and her increased muscle tone, or if it's a seizure, because she still looks coherent, like her eyes aren't bouncing, but like it's like a full body tremor. So it's like, are you having a seizure? That's maybe
Are you having muscle spasms?
Or are you having muscle spasms?
Yeah.
Like what?
And you're right, and that one's hard, and the doctors can't tell us because they've never seen it.
They've never seen it, and those ones only last like 30, 45 seconds. Maybe. And it's like, okay, well, they go away really quick, but they also come on real quick. And is it like a predetermination? Are you going to have a bigger one? Like what the fuck is going on? And it's just one of those what ifs because if she could tell us, if you could ask, like, hey, Peanut, how do you feel? Like, but she can't.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people that do have a seizure disorder have said that, like, they call it like an aura. Like, you can kind of feel it coming on, like a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, like, I wonder if that's kind of something that she also experiences.
Yeah, but just can't tell us.
Can't tell us.
Yeah.
So, but.
Yeah, it's a big one. That's a really big one.
I think.
Because they're just so sporadic and I don't know when they're going to come.
And she's on seizure medication.
Yeah, she's on 3 of them right now.
To prevent those.
Yeah. So you imagine 3 medications to try and manage one thing that
is still uncontrollable. I mean, it's manageable, and she's been pretty good.
Yeah, right now we're doing okay. And
You
we'll
know,
take the good while we have
we'll
it.
take it for a win
Mm-hmm.
while we've got it. But, she has had dosage that has been upped on, 2 of them, right?
Well, yeah, because she's been on them for years.
Yeah.
So you have to
But
get multiple dosing changes.
But right now, it almost it kind of feels like quite a bit, and it's like, geez, man.
Yeah, it does. But I'm also thankful that it's working.
Yes.
Because there are so many kids out there who medication's not working to control them. And how terrifying is that?
Yeah, like that. And my heart just goes out to those families that, because there are times when we're in the midst of dealing with some shit, and it's like, man, this fucking sucks. And I always try to tell myself, like, all things considered, there are other families that have kids that are worse off than Piper.
What are these people's secrets to staying calm?
I've seen
Not
quite
that
a
I'm
few
not
posts
calm.
in our Rainbow Kids feed and stuff like that, where some families have lost some children recently, and it's like, it just breaks my heart. And that's another thing that gives me anxiety, being a part of the community, because then it's another reminder. It's like a slap in the face just when you start to get comfortable, and it's like, okay, I'm on the ride. I can hang on. I'm good. This is great. Whatever. It's fine. We're fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden you read something or see something like this, because there is a small connection. We're a part of a community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see that, another mom and dad lost their child, and it's like heart-wrenching and a kick in the balls all at the same time, because that can be us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very real.
One of these seizures could take her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Quite easily.
Yeah.
Especially one of the ones that are 25 minutes long, stop breathing. She is looking like a corpse because she's blue and unresponsive. And it's horrible. Mm-hmm. But you see those, and it does. It's just another thing that gives you anxiety. And I try to be supportive,
Well, of course.
But at the same time, it's like, we've already lost a child. We know that feeling.
Yes.
And we know that nothing that is said.
And is that another trigger?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it is. And I think that's another PTSD thing. Because it's like
I already did that.
Yep. I don't want to do it again. Fuck, man. Because it just, all these feelings rise up and shit. And you got to deal with them. And it just makes you anxious, makes me anxious. And, I usually, my neck, stomach, back, I'm falling apart as it is, but I'm storing stress and anxiety in these areas.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
not
You definitely store
any
stress
favors
in your body. For sure. I can see that in you.
Mm-hmm.
Back pains and stomach issues, because you are just, it's all pent up in there.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that are triggers.
Let me know when you're recording. Oh,
oh shit. Okay.
So we thought the mic was off. It was for a minute, and we were over here quoting Ace Ventura, and Piper's just laughing her face off, which is a glorious sound. It's few and far between right now, as you know, and it was wonderful. We loved it.
Anyway,
really, I think that
we covered everything we were going to cover.
If you want to turn this episode itself into a drinking game, you should just take a shot every time we say anxiety. You're going to be drunk by the end. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if they were going to make it past the first 5 minutes.
Maybe take a half a shot?
I don't know. Anyway, thanks for coming back. And
listening.
We will see you guys next week. Talk to you guys next week.
That is the plan.
Bye.
Bye.